was sitting up here thinking, y'all already know, like, people don't really be wanting you to think critically or think for yourself. But when it comes down to doctors, police, judges, lawyers, prosecutors, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, they're basically paid to judge you. I mean, can you really even judge a spirit though? I mean, you know what I'm saying? And it's like if everything is spiritual, right? Then none of this is real. Even when you were like a kid, follow me now. Like even when you were a kid, you probably had like a toy policeman or a toy doctor. Like it's literally programming you to be an employee. No matter if you're a doctor or a PhD, you're basically like an employee unless you have like your own practice or you have your own business. Literally, you're just still confined underneath somebody else's construct, underneath somebody else's idea. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, when I think back to certain scenarios where like dealing with judges or standing before judges and attorneys and all that, like they get paid to do that. Doesn't mean that they're actually qualified in what they do, because if everything is spiritual, how you gonna judge a spirit? You might as well like judge you or like judge yourself. Like it's really no way to judge a spirit, because if you're like a spirit within a body and you're a character, the experiences that you go through in life are only experiences to expand your spirit, your level of consciousness, your level of awareness. You see what I'm saying? So these circumstances where it's like you get time for this or time for that, or they even for them to say certain things about your character, who you are, all that type of stuff. Like even though it's like a therapist, like let's say a therapist saying X amount of Y, Z, and this and that in the court. Well, you get paid to stand in front of the court. You getting paid, like you getting something out of that. So it's easy for you to try to use me like as a scapegoat, or try to use me or try to live off my energy, like through like the sheriffs, police, judges, attorneys, like all these people as in one. Like they will literally, like, you know what I'm saying, go around within the matrix, within the society. They will watch you, like literally, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that sort of thing. But they be betting on you to like self-sabotage or to like ruin yourself. But they the ones who been sitting up here trying to live off your energy and having you going in loops of like insane asylums, jail time, getting, all these things. And it's like, come on, bro, you get paid to do that. You see what I'm saying? But what's the point of having money if you ain't got no integrity? Because if all this stuff is fake, then it's like, it's just really like you being used like as a battery for them to keep up with their lifestyle, keep up with their money and stuff, while you end up just not, they don't want you to have money, or they want you to be homeless, or they want you to be like sprung out on the street, or like on substances and on drugs that they created in a lab, in the FBI, CIA lab. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, bro. And that ain't even real. All of these things are lights and illusions and stuff like that. And they would like to label somebody insane or whatever the case may be, because they can actually see through the mirage and the illusion. Like everyone is kind of basically batteries that are like powering the simulation, the false world itself. You see what I'm saying? But when you actually are able to critically think for yourself, you don't get caught up in the fact of your past or the situations you've been through, because those situations were to grow your spirit, to grow your awareness. Now you're wiser. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it all works out for good. There's no such thing as race. You see what I'm saying? Like really anything that involves with race is just a distraction. Because I mean, if you everybody's like a character, and like the world is like a stage and everyone wears a mask. So it's like, just because a person is in a body, it's not just them in a body. Like it's an energy behind that body, whether it's a low vibrational energy or high vibrational energy. And with that being said, it's like, just because a person is physically looks like a person doesn't mean they actually are. I've seen like actual police, or it ain't even gotta be police. It could be anybody. Like it get wild now. It get wild. It get crazy. Like people be shape shifting, but you can shape shift at any freaking time. It's not something like some over. You know what I'm saying? You can like change your persona, change your energy, change your vibration, your frequency, and now have you looking different to people. You see what I'm saying? So, but it's like, when I look back on it, it's kind of like you only what is it? confess this or that in court, or was trying to like say this and that about me just so your family could eat the next day, or just so you could like keep up your image of being this therapist. But you were programmed to be a therapist. Like, was that really what you wanted to be? Or just because you think you're a therapist, or you got your own firm, or whatever, it don't matter if you got your own firm, if you got your own office, it don't matter. They only have that based off of playing with your suffering. Because I was like, in being around like a therapist, and in person with a therapist, and the therapist literally sitting on their phone and stuff like that, and laughing, and they in their own, like, we in a session, like, why is you doing that? You know what I'm saying? But they do that for a reaction, to try to get a reaction out of you. But like I said before, my energy is expensive. You see what I'm saying? And can't just nobody just be around me. You see what I'm saying? I'm not a peasant. I'm not low vibrational. I'm not on that poverty wave or nothing like that. I'm on that rich, high frequency, expensive wave, and it don't got nothing to do with the material down here, because, you know what I'm saying? All that material stuff like that, these cars, these houses, all this stuff, that derives from the spiritual realm in an instance, like from somebody's idea of a mind and stuff like that. Other than that, it's like everything that I need is inside of me. But people lack that within themselves. Therapists, doctors, police, and sheriffs, like even some judges. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they play with characters, like y'all play with dolls and stuff like that. Y'all try to be like the puppeteer, the puppet master and stuff like that. And it's like you living off of somebody else's energy. You're not living off your own energy. You got to bet on this person being your scapegoat, or you got to bet on this person falling into some trap or some setup that you had, or sending like a honey trap, or even sending some dude from y'all like coven or something like that to try to, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, I was like at the bus stop or whatever. And this dude, like, you know, he just kept moving weird, but I already knew. Mind you, what I said in the previous video, I said I don't look at people as people. I look at people as energies, because that's all everything is around you is energy. You know what I'm saying? Everything is you pushed out externally, your reflection. Some people don't like to look in the mirror. They don't like to take accountability. But back to what I was saying, like I was at the bus stop, this dude came up out of nowhere and stuff like that. And he was like, it's a good example. That's why I'm talking about this. Otherwise, I wouldn't even give it none of my attention. But I feel like this could make like impact to other people and just let them be aware. But it's like, dude was already like struggling and stuff. Like he was suffering real bad. Because I'm like, I'm at the bus stop. I'm running my business. I'm happy. I'm chilling. I'm good. I'm not looking for anything externally, because I have it already internally. Okay? But you know what I'm saying? He was already suffering and stuff like that. So I moved because I felt like, you know, he kind of like a little too close up on me or near me. And it's like, you know, when you out in society, or you on the sidewalk, or you at the bus stop, you don't want nobody just all up like near you. But also you don't want to be seen, or it be perceived as something, because people have been going for years, 2-3 years, trying to make my image of how I'm seen by myself and others be some type of some stuff that's not going to benefit me, but it's only going to benefit them being a lawyer, them being a doctor, them being a therapist. It's going to benefit their case and get them more elevated in life and stuff like that. But like I said, if you could have all the money, but if you ain't got no integrity, your money ain't worth nothing. You see what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying with this dude. Obviously, this dude had to been like sent or whatever the case may be. I don't care. I didn't pay him no mind, like no energy at all. And then when it got real quiet and stuff like that, because people really be internally suffering. So never take anything personal. I didn't take nothing personal from the dude. You see what I'm saying? I didn't take nothing personal from the dude. But it's like you moving 2, 3, 4, 5 times every time I move. Like you moving like, come on, bro. You know, and then he started saying something about like, well, he got more money than me and stuff. And this the thing about it. All the while, there was these groups of cars from these covens and stuff watching me. The witches and warlocks, Freemasons, Eastern Stars. They were watching me as this dude. That dude works or associated with them. You see what I'm saying? So it's like stage stuff. But you know, I don't care about none of this stuff, because I'm a spirit. Like, so what? Why would I care about the sign, the symbol, whatever the case may be? And why would I care about who be around me? So they was driving real slow, looking at me. I was looking at them as well. And I'm just like, the whole time I wasn't even listening to dude. You know, and then by the time I looked, I just looked sideways. I just looked over it. He was quiet. And I'm like, yeah, demon, there. It was a demon. Like he was in a low vibrational energy. A lot of them demons, They be going through their own issues and stuff. People like really don't take the time to heal themselves. They don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to change themselves. So they try to think they go into a weaker vessel, thinking that they come in like, I'm a weaker vessel or something like that. Yeah, like, okay, maybe my vessel or how I look may look like a certain type of way, but I'm pretty sure God made it to be that certain type of way too. But it's like, I just, hey, if they suffer on their own. I'm not saving nobody. You see what I'm saying? But I just let dude talk. I ain't even say nothing. I ain't say nothing. I ain't even walk off from the bus stop. Because why would I walk off from the bus stop when I could go ahead and go on and carry on about my day and my life and stuff like that? People don't like me. They envy me. They jealous of me. They hate me. They wish it was me. They keep trying to like destiny swap or try to sacrifice and do all this crazy stuff. You know how the chosen ones be going through that black sheep of the family and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody wants to help you, but everybody want to look to see if you gonna have a downfall. Everybody want to see if you gonna fall. You know what I'm saying? Can't no therapist even have a therapy session with me. I'm my own therapist, like literally. Because I had a therapist who got a binge stroke or whatever the case may be. And that's why it don't matter what a person has. Because it's like, how we in a session, I'm talking about something, but you on your phone, you laughing and like you in a room, like you to yourself. No, you in front of your client. See, they don't look at clients. They don't look at clients as doctors, therapists, and they don't look at y'all like humans. They look at y'all like numbers. They look at y'all like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. As long as we can give you a fake diagnosis. Because, none of this stuff is real. You know what I'm saying? Y'all spirits. Like, you know what I'm saying? Spirits and bodies that are possessing these characters, these bodies for. And it's like, you're not supposed to get lost in the body. You're not supposed to get lost in, like, the smear campaigns, the humiliation rituals, the honey traps or the fake relationships and all that stuff that be sending these men that obviously are out of your league and would never be in your league. They just appear out of nowhere, and then all these cars just be watching to see if you gonna react. They be thinking like, oh well, we finally got you. We gonna, bruh, no, sit down. Go sit down in an auditorium somewhere and never return. Like for real, you feel what I'm saying? But my spirit, my frequency, my vibration, my energy is very, very high. And I've had like doctors, lawyers, judges, people who supposed to have it all together. They got this money, they got a house, they got a wife, they got a husband, they got all this stuff. But they always trying to find some little way to try to like sabotage or try to destiny swap with me and stuff. And it's like, what's mine is mine and will forever be mine. It will never be yours. You see what I'm saying? But it's like, just because a person has money and all this type of stuff does not mean nothing. Just because they have a title, they're a police, they're a doctor, they this, they a judge. No, bro, they get paid. Like, they get paid to have you as a client. If it's like to keep giving you these 20, 50 medicines and stuff. If you just eat healthy, you wouldn't even have to even be going to no doctor. If you would sit down and take accountability for your life and take ownership of your life and realize and take a knowledge of how you have up in life and in certain ways, you wouldn't even need a damn therapist. All it is just taking accountability. You sitting in front of a therapist making them rich. You could make yourself rich by finding a creative way, an outlet just to be able to express the trauma that you went through or whatever the case may be. You need a therapist for $120 a week. I had it so much to the point where they weren't even trying to allow me to have like the insurance or whatever the case may be, just to be able to continue the psychotherapy and the therapy sessions. They wanted me to pay out of pocket to pay them when they already was trying to do smear campaigns, try to provoke me, try to make me act a certain way just so they could turn around and use that in court. But when the only reason y'all was even able to say that, or the fact that y'all even said it, was just so y'all could eat at night, or just so that, y'all could feed y'all kids at night. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I don't take none of that stuff seriously, because it comes from some internalness that don't got nothing to do with me. I irritate a lot of demons that be in people, and a lot of people be possessed. They be having limerence, and they also be having lust. See, I'm not lost in my lower chakras. I'm not lost in my sacral, in my root, and you know what I'm saying? My solar plexus and stuff like that. Like, I'm not lost in my ego and stuff, but it's like, it's a lot of It's a lot of stuff. A lot of people be possessed. I done went to battle with a lot of demons, but I got dominion over the demons. And I'm trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you, like, for real. Even the dude, like, he was suffering. He had to chalk it up and just be silent. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, all that stuff was staged and orchestrated because this dude was obviously off some type of stuff. You feel me? But it's like you gonna try to shuffle and keep moving every time I move and stuff. You see what I'm saying? How that can make that look on the outside, but ain't nothing on the outside because it's only just me. Like, none of this type of stuff exists. They try to keep y'all into, like, these mental constraints and stuff like that and drain y'all. With the celebrity news, they try to drain y'all. Like, I mean, they just another person just like us. It's just they in, like, a different scenario, whatever the case may be. But it's pretty much like, come on, I mean, I could go on spiritual rants all day, all night. But I'm saying, like, I'm just bringing it to the root. If you ever been to, like, certain situations through jail or having your kids took away or whatever the case may be, or if you was homeless or even sprung out, like, on drugs, like, they'll even do that type of stuff where they'll send people to try to, like, lace you or try to off you and silence you and all that type of stuff. Just because they are threatened, but it's because of their internalness. They haven't healed their damn self. What the hell I need to sit in front of a therapist for that can't even damn not be on their phone during a whole 1 hour, 30-minute session for? That's childlike. That's childish. You know what I'm saying? But it was quick to, like, try to, like, snap or, like, run their mouth with me. That's why it's like, I'm not even focused on putting all that pressure on myself like that. I'm going to focus on what matters now, which is getting my degree and making sure that I go ahead and I can get in a career. Because a lot of people, just because they're a doctor, just because they're a judge, just because they're a lawyer, just because they're a therapist, don't mean they got a passion for it. They just there. They see you as, you think they see you as a client. They see you as damn freaking dollar signs. They don't really care. They just doing that stuff just so they can make ends meet for themselves. You see what I'm saying? That's why you gotta learn how to do things on your own as like a spirit. You gotta learn how to do things on your own. You gotta learn how to eat. If you know your health ain't good, start eating right. Start going to the gym. Start working out. Start walking. Start doing small little minimalistic things. If you know you be doing scrolling and stuff, stop doing scrolling. Like, read a book or something, or walk outside, take a jog, like, run, do something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Other than just sit up and doom scrolling. If you know, like, you kind of hang with this person, that person, hang with people, it could be mentally, emotionally, but you know that be draining, talking on the phone for hours, whatever the case may, don't even pick up the phone. Don't even pick up the phone. Like, when you really think for yourself and stuff like that, and you critically think and stuff like that, they will literally try to say that, oh, well, this is mental, this and that. No, they say you mental and try to label you with all these type of diagnoses, whether it's sickness to mental to emotional, all that, just so they can make money off of you. Do they really care? Like, no. Everything is like a money scheme. Even down to going to school and stuff like that. You go take all these classes and go to school just to end up with all this, like, type of debt and shit. And that's why it's like, I'm not even trying to associate with nobody, like, for real, even in this moment. I want to focus on myself. I want to get my money right. You know, because other people been sitting up here trying to, like, live off me and stuff. And that's why I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't got time for that. Ain't got time for that. Ain't got time for that. They gotta live off you or your battery, like you a battery or something like that. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. Then on top of that, they'll try to, like, sacrifice you and try to destiny swap. I know these witches and warlocks done lost their mind, boy. They wish they was that. They not that though. You know what I'm saying? But it's time that I focus on my finances. I focus on getting myself right. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna wait. I'm not going to depend on the doctor. I'm not going to depend on the therapist. I'm not going to depend on, like, a judge. I'm not going to depend on the lawyer. I'm not going to depend on none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is spiritual. Everything derives from the spiritual realm before it even materializes in the physical. So when you sin before the judge and stuff like that, I mean, you judging energy now? I thought energy just is. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying. And, like, you in life, you're going through this life experience. It's only an experience. It's not something that you're supposed to, like, persecute or put yourself on the cross for and sacrifice for. You ain't supposed to sacrifice for shit. You ain't supposed to sacrifice nothing. You ain't supposed to sacrifice yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really is that serious. You're supposed to trust God. You see what I'm saying? God wouldn't even put you in a situation where you got to sacrifice yourself. or what people trying to sacrifice you just so they can get money, or just so they can get energy and all this other, you know what I'm saying? It makes no sense for 20, 50, however many people in cars, on foot, whatever the case may be, to always be watching me, but they ain't paying my rent bill, they ain't paying my light bill, they ain't doing nothing of value to me, but only trying to either get a reaction out of me to try to drain and soften my energy. That don't work. I just disclosed the information on that. You see what I'm saying with that? You know, or they, they'll do something purposely. And it's like, they'll do something purposely, and that stuff don't bother. I'm a spirit guy, Lee. Like, y'all get, like, down here, like, people get too lost in the body, and that's why y'all suffer, because y'all attached to y'all body, y'all attached to y'all past, y'all attached to y'all circumstances, and that just be a experience for you to go through and learn, so you can apply what you learn, and so you can do better, and therefore you can continue to work on your expansion and your awareness, because that's what happens when you go through experience. Your spirit expand. You see what I'm saying? You gain awareness, and therefore you don't go through the same loops and patterns. You break out of them. You break out of them. You break out of them. A lot of people want to keep you in the same loop and pattern, whether it's jail, the insane asylum, whether it is in and out of jail, or even, like, what else is it? In and out of the hospital, in and out of these therapists' face that could give less than a damn. I guess they got the life they want, but they can't really if they gotta always come in and sit down and listen to your problems, right? You know what I'm saying? But not to say that they even care. You see what I'm saying? But I think I'm done with, like, ranting and stuff like that. But I just had to get it off my chest. Like, y'all programmed from, like, dolls and action figures and all this stuff to be how y'all is. Like, at this point, the world just need healing. All it need is healing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, a legion of demons be following you 24/7 and stuff like that. You just know that. You just know they just ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta ignore. That's why you gotta be so in tune with your spirit that none of that stuff affect you. Because, I mean, you lost in the body. I'm not. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't be around people who be lost in the body. Like how I said the dude was at the bus stop saying, well, I got more money than you. What good is money if you ain't got no damn integrity? I just told y'all about the damn fucking therapist that was sitting ass right up in front of me. We're supposed to be having a session. You know, I gotta take this seriously, but you can't take this seriously. But this your practice, this your firm, this that. You can't even take yourself seriously. Why would I take you seriously? You see what I'm saying? But you know what? I'm close my lips and I'm out for now. Bye.